They saw her as just another pretty face. But her story begins far from Hollywood's red carpets, in a modest apartment in New York City. She was a twin, born just 3 minutes apart from her brother, a child who grew up watching her parents' marriage fall apart, while money was always short, and survival meant everyone had to fight their own battles. At just 8 years old, she was already auditioning, not because she dreamed of fame, but because her family needed stability. She stood in crowded casting lines, a little girl with big eyes, hearing no far more than yes. But there was something about her, a spark. She wasn't the loudest, she wasn't the boldest, but she was real, raw. Her first break came when she was still a child. Small roles, fleeting appearances, yet they revealed the truth. She was not just a face, she was an old soul in a child's body. At 13, she landed a role in The Horse Whisperer. Suddenly, critics began to notice her depth. They saw vulnerability, strength, a truth many adult actors could not summon. But Hollywood wasn't ready. They didn't know what to do with her. Too young for adult roles, too mature for children's films. She fell into a strange limbo. The industry told her, "You're beautiful, but we don't know where to place you." It would have broken many, but not her. Instead, she kept pushing. She studied theater. She pushed herself onto Broadway stages because when Hollywood said no, she found her voice under the lights of live performance. That Broadway discipline, the grueling rehearsals, the critics waiting to tear her apart, sharpened her craft like steel on stone. And then came Lost in Translation. She was only 18, but on screen, she carried the weight of a woman twice her age. The world finally saw what she had always known. She was more than a body. She was a storyteller. From there, she conquered roles both big and small. From independent dramas to blockbusters, from a quiet whisper to a warrior's scream. She built a career brick by brick, refusing to be boxed in by Hollywood's shallow gaze. But her journey wasn't just about film. Few remember that she once pursued music. Yes, she recorded albums, jazz, covers, even original work. Critics didn't understand it. Some laughed. But for her, it was another way to express the storms within. Because art was never about applause. It was about survival. Behind the screens, her private battles were no less fierce. She endured heartbreaks, a divorce that broke headlines, tabloids that turned her life into gossip. And yet she never let scandal define her. Instead, she channeled pain into her craft, turning wounds into wisdom. Later, she became a mother, and everything shifted. She once said, "Motherhood gives you a different perspective. You realize what truly matters." Fame, awards, box office numbers, none of it compared to the quiet strength of raising a child in a world that tried to shape her into something she was not. She is now one of the highest paid actresses in the world. But that's not the real victory. The real triumph is in how she refused to be reduced, refused to be silent, refused to be just a pretty face. From a little girl in New York auditioning to survive, to a woman who commands the global stage, her story is not about beauty. It is about grit, resilience, and the unshakable power of knowing your worth. They only see the glamour, but now you know the truth. Do you know who she is?